Hey, hello everybody. Hello Colette. So here we are for episode number 4 of the Das Matia Sustainability Podcast. I am here today with Colette and I'm really excited about this. Colette is an Ayurveda educator. So hi Colette.
Hello.
Thanks for being
Thank
here.
you. Well, thank you for having me. It's lovely to be here.
Yeah. So I was saying that I'm really psyched because I'm a spiritual junkie. I think that many of the people who are going to watch us tonight are going to learn a lot about from your experience and your practice. So how did you get into Ayurveda? Like, what's your story?
Okay, I'll give you the brief description. I'm originally from Ireland. I moved to the United States in my early 20s. I worked in the financial corporate world for about 12 years in a cubicle, just going through the hamster wheel of corporate world. And then I decided I wanted out of that. I was sick of the cubicle life. So then I went into a fitness world and I started teaching at the gym and being very involved in fitness. I then moved back to Europe, moved to France and opened up a fitness and yoga studio and found I was doing a lot of sports for my body and to find out some more information. I knew I was missing something. And I went on this spiritual journey through Asia. I ended up in Bali doing an Ayurvedic cleanse for 3 weeks called a Panchakarma. And in that experience, I learned about my body type, that I had a unique body type, everybody does, and that I was working out and exercising incorrectly from my body type. I was eating incorrectly from my body type. And this is what caused all my imbalances. And this is the part I was missing personally and professionally. I felt that this could really help my clients going forward, that if they understood that there's no one size fits all when it comes to food or exercise, that it really has to be tailored to each person because each person has an individual constitution, mind, body type. So that's the abbreviation. That's how I got into it, through my own struggles with my own health. And I was out of balance. Even though I thought I was doing the right thing, I thought I was eating healthy, I thought I was exercising right, but I was doing the wrong things for my body.
I love that. And as far as I know from your story, you went to Bali just for this Panchakarma cleansing, but then you decided to stay there and learn from the Ayurvedic doctor, right?
Yeah. So once I did the cleanse, it's like once I brought my body and mind into balance, I was receiving all this intuition and this awareness and everything just became very clear. And I really knew that this was a pivotal moment in my personal and professional life. So I wanted to continue with this study. And the Ayurvedic Center in Bali needed a yoga teacher. I was a yoga teacher. I had taken some time off from my business. So I stayed there for a year and I worked with a doctor and helped her with her clients and was teaching yoga to the clients at the Ayurvedic Center there. And yeah, from there, then I started studying Ayurveda formally. And now I'm full-time job in Ayurveda. I still do fitness and yoga and then bring Ayurveda into it. I'm a wellness counselor. I help people with cleanses. I'm also an educator.
I love that. And I honor what you're sharing with us because I think that there is such a big need. As you said, there are many people who are maybe into self-development or into like physical activity. And for one reason or another, we are not really honoring our bodies. So something is happening that we are not really aligning with what is like the best ideal way to work out and to take care of our bodies.
Yeah, I think what's happened in the West is that we think more is better. And that's definitely what I was doing for a lot of years. I was overtraining. I was doing too much exercise. And then there's a lot of fads and trends. And I was following all those trends in eating. And I wasn't listening to my body. But we really need to understand our body first and stop outsourcing our health to other people or to big corporations who feed us these brands and these diet foods, and really study ourselves first so that we can make our own choices and take charge of our own health.
So if somebody wanted to switch to an Ayurvedic lifestyle now, what would be the 3 top things that they could do right now to switch?
Okay. Bed by 10 p.m. Because at 10 p.m., we call it what's called the circadian rhythms. And at 10 p.m., the pitta energy rises, which is the energy that is like the fire energy in the body. It's the energy of conversion, of transformation. However, it's not to give us energy. It's to do a lot of work internally. For example, you could be asleep on the couch by 8 o'clock, and then at 10 o'clock, you're like, oh, I get a second wind. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to do more work or go out partying. But that energy is not for you. That energy is internal energy, so that your body can digest your last meal, so it can do a detox, it can restore your body and rejuvenate you for the next day. So if you're not in bed by 10, if you miss those hours of rejuvenation, you're really affecting yourself, your body and mind for the next day. You won't be as fully ready. Okay, so bed by 10. Eat your main meal in the middle of the day. So when you're eating grains or anything heavy, starches, eat it in the middle of the day. That's when our digestive fire is strongest. Again, it's the circadian rhythms. Their digestive fire is strongest. That pitta energy comes back from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. We're back.
Okay.
Yeah. I was like,
so
do I keep talking? Because I could keep talking.
Yeah, if this happens, just like a rule,
Okay,
you keep talking, entertain the audience, and then yeah. Thank you, Be Live, for playing Peekaboo. Thank you very much for sharing that, Colette. I was thinking about the 10 p.m. in bed and how many people were triggered a little bit by that.
Yeah, it's tough one.
Yeah, and then waking up. So I guess this also kind of depends on your Vata, Pitta, Kapha.
Right. For this, yes, it's certainly there's no one size fits all in Ayurveda. We definitely need to tailor the foods and the lifestyle to each individual, and the exercise, everything needs to be tailored. However, the circadian rhythms is the same for everybody. So there's an ideal time to eat, there's an ideal time to rest, there's an ideal time to meditate. And that, in fact, even more so than our food or our exercise, this is the most important thing. The daily habits, the daily routines can have the biggest effect on your health and well-being. Because if you're eating late and then you go to bed maybe an hour later or soon after eating, your digestion slows down. So that food is sitting in your stomach and in the intestines, and it hasn't been digested properly. So then when you wake up the next morning, your body's not done with digestion, and it causes a sluggishness and a heaviness in your body, and also a foggy mind. So it's really important to know these circadian rhythms and to try live by them as much as you can. It's an 80-20. 80% we're good, and 20% we have fun and we live life. And you have to have flexibility too.
Absolutely. Yeah. I love that rule, because sometimes I tend to auto-flagellate, and be like, no. Like a Nazi routine.
I think too much stress, you have to be flexible in life, and too much stress can be as harmful. Can be very harmful for you. So I think it's, 80% have your good routines, your good food, your good lifestyle. And then 20% you go on vacation, you go out with friends. You have to enjoy life, first of all, and you have to have a relaxed attitude about it. But then once you're finished vacation, or you're finished that night out or the weekend away, come back to your good routine. The trick is not to go for weeks or days or months in a bad routine. Come back to that good routine again.
Yeah. What would you call a good routine? So I understood these three things: going to bed by 10, eating before 7, like having space.
Meal at lunchtime. Yeah.
So what else would be a part of a good routine, and also relating that to what you call good food?
Okay, so a good routine would be getting up before or with sunrise. It's a beautiful time of day when there's a lot of prana in the air. The nature is still. There's less stress because there's less people around, and it's a really quiet time of day, and maybe doing some meditating at that time. Also, you could do maybe a little bit of stretching. The ideal time to work out is between 6 and 10 a.m. or 6 and 9 a.m. because the kapha energy, the heavy energy, is there to support your physical activity. So that's the ideal time to work out. Then you have a light breakfast after that, around 9-ish. Obviously it depends on your schedule. You have to fit in with your lifestyle. And then you're eating, your main meal at the middle of the day. Your main work, your focus work before lunchtime should be done between 10 and lunchtime, because that's when the pitta energy is there. And it's all about intellect. It's a great time for decision making, for sending emails, making calls. This is when we're really focused. So putting your main workload at that time of the day is great. Then you have your lunch. And then after lunch, the Vata energy comes in, which is that more creative energy. That's why we get these kind of a little bit spacey in the afternoon. So that's a good time to do some more creative work where we're not really so focused in the afternoon. So doing something more creative in your work, if you can have more creative activities. It's also a good time to do a little bit of meditation, especially if you're a Vata constitution, to calm the Vata. It's a time, because the Vata energy is high in the environment. If you have a Vata constitution, you may feel a little ungrounded, a little unfocused at that time. And then chilling out in the evening when you get home from work, try to chill with the people you're with, spend time in nature. That's huge. Connect to Mother Nature, maybe go out for a walk, go to a park, go to the beach, spend time with your loved ones and your pets, and make sure that you're not overworking. So try finish work at 6:00, have your dinner before 7, and then maybe go out and spend some time in nature in the evening. It's connecting to nature is really important, and I don't feel that we do it enough now. And that's what Ayurveda is all about, connecting to your true self, understanding your true self, connecting to Mother Nature, and connecting to each other.
I love that. I'm I'm looking at you and I'm listening and I'm like, oh my God, this is it. Because yeah.
It is. It's really logical. That's what I love about Ayurveda. There's no shakes, or there's no supplements, or, there are herbs that you use if people are out of balance, but it's really logical. It's just about tuning into your own nature, tuning into Mother Nature, living in tune with Mother Nature, and then being a good member of your community, living in tune with your community.
I love that. And I'm thinking about, like, lately I've been more and more focused on women work and like women empowerment through yoga. Do you feel, when we are talking about being in nature, do you feel that there is, because I'm pushing my agenda, my personal agenda, I feel that there is so much more need for us as women to be connected to the ground, to the earth. This is how I experience life. Maybe it's the same for men. I don't know.
Absolutely. I think what's happening in the world now is obviously a lot, but I think there's a rise of the feminine energy, because the feminine and the masculine, they need to come together. It's like yin and yang. They need to come together and work together. It's not about overpowering one over the other. They need to work together. Now, the feminine energy is all about creative. As women, we're very connected to Mother Nature. We're nurturers, we're carers. And we also have this wonderful intuition, which men do too, but we're even more connected because of our cycles, because of our monthly cycle. We're connected to Mother Nature in that way. So we have a special connection that men don't have. And this is why we need a seat at the table as well, because we can bring that information from our intuition, from our connection to our monthly cycle to the table, and bring that caring, nurturing intuition. And then the men have their wonderful traits as well. So it's about working together. And I think that women need to get in tune. I mean, everything in life is cyclical, and we need to tune in more to our cycles so that we understand, even at the time of the month, what's the best time to be productive? What's the time to go in and restore and rest? And what's the time for creativity? So it's a shame that we've got away from it, but we can get back to that right now. But the first thing we need to do is to understand ourselves and bring ourselves into balance first.
Yeah, love that. Thank you for sharing it. What are you utterly passionate about? And what is your motivation to carry the kind of work that you are carrying out in the world?
Well, you can see as much as I'm talking, I'm really passionate about Ayurveda. I'm really passionate about connecting people to themselves. I'm really passionate about connecting people to Mother Nature, because I think we've got away from Mother Nature, and this is what's causing problems in the world. And we need to bring that connection back. And I'm really passionate about helping people suffer less. And it's pretty easy if you just follow, Ayurveda. Learn about yourself first, educate yourself, connect to yourself, and then follow your intuition, your inner soul guidance. Because when you're in balance, then you'll find out the truth of yourself, and you'll follow that. You'll be able to tune into that soul guidance. And I'm really passionate about people suffering less, because it's our birthright to be healthy and happy. and people don't have to suffer. I think we need to simplify life a lot more.
I had goosebumps. Thank you for
Oh,
sharing
my
that.
pleasure. Yeah. That's why I'm really passionate about it. I want people just to go back to basics a little more, and to refine and get rid of all the excess stuff that we don't need, and just live a more simpler life, because we have all that knowledge within us, but we need to clear out all that excess stuff that we have going on in our mind, and all the, we have a lot of information coming in all the time, but we need to take time to rest and restore, and to kind of get silent so we can listen to our own inner soul, or our own intuition, whatever you call it.
And to trust it. I would add that, because I think that a lot of us get into that doubt, and that is really keeping us far from embracing our inner nature and really
but we have to get quiet and get into balance, because if we're worrying about our pains or aches, or our stomach problems, our digestive problems, whatever it is, we don't have the time or the capacity or the space to allow that intuition to enter. But once we're in balance, then, and our body's working efficiently, pain-free, then those subtle energies can flow through, and we can get those messages from our body and from our soul. So we know that what our purpose is and what our passions are.
Yeah, great. Thank you very much for sharing, Colette. I just want to mention the people who said hi, Mihai, hey, Andrea, Marinella, Daniela, Delia, Alisa, hey, everybody. Thank you so much for being here today with us. So I felt at the time, I literally felt that we have been speaking for 5 minutes, but we have been speaking for 20 minutes already. I would like to invite all of you to check out Colette on Facebook. So here it is, Reset, Restore, Renew, and then her website, Elements Healing and Wellbeing. Everything will be in the notes, so on YouTube and also on Instagram, Elements Healing and Wellbeing. Really appreciate, Colette. Really appreciate you being here with us today.
Thank you for inviting me.
Absolutely, yeah. Is there anything else that you would like to add? Something that is happening?
I would love for people just to take charge of their own health, and to stop outsourcing it to others. You know better than anybody else how to take care of your body and mind, and to believe and trust in yourself, and eat a soul food diet, seasonal, organic, unprocessed, and local. Go to your local farmer's market, support your local farmer's market, and that will keep you in balance.
I love it. Even if I had written the script, it wouldn't have sounded so good as it did. Thank you very much for sharing that.
Thank you so much for having me. It was an absolute pleasure.